Bonjour and welcome to another video. This is Richard of the New Manchester YouTube channel, coming to you from Driller Park in Kilgore, Texas. Driller Park is a park that straddles the Gregg-Rusk County line. Yeah, this ballpark straddles two Texas counties, Gregg County and Rusk County. I'm in the Rusk County portion of Driller Park. It's quiet, the crickets are chirping, and I hear some Mexican music playing in the background. Didn't want to go near the music because, well, I didn't want to go near where the Mexican music is being played, which is in a neighborhood that this park is next to, because if I post this video YouTube will nail me for a copyright claim over music. So I'm gonna get away from the music. I hope YouTube doesn't hear the music because I'm far away from the neighborhood. Okay, I'm sweating a little. It's about like yeah, I'm sweating, and what is the temperature is? The temperature is about 30 degrees Celsius outside. So in Imperial, that would be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to stick with metric, 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, yeah, what I want to talk about in this video. Okay. Well, you saw the title. Well, what I want to talk about. Yeah, I know what I want to talk about in this video. Alright, you saw the title. You saw what that title is all about on this video, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about what the title of this video is all about. Okay, it's like this. Okay, I'm going to be extra careful not to go near the neighborhood. So see, I'm gonna stop right here. I couldn't sit on one of the park benches here because one of the park benches, they're wooden and they're rotting, and termites have got them. Yeah, I live in bumfuck conservative redneck Texas. Yeah, they just let stuff just fall to pieces, and I'm in East Texas. And I don't like living here. It sucks here. The people suck. It's like this. Yeah, the music sucks and people talk weird here. And I've been living here for a long, long time. So enough of my gripes about how much it sucks here. Okay, it's like this. Alright. Back in 2023, I was almost the victim of pickpocketing. Yeah, I was gonna be the victim of to be pickpocketed. Yeah, thieves pick your pockets while they distract you. And I almost was the victim of pickpocketing 2 times. Okay, one time when I was in, well, it was like this. I'll explain. I was almost the victim of pickpocketing. All right, it's like this. Okay, I was this was back in the first time I almost became a victim of pickpocketing. This was back in February of 2023. And I was at Bossier City, Louisiana. I was looking for an Amazon Fire TV stick for one of the TVs at my house. Okay, I went to Best Buy in Bossier City, And I looked all over. I couldn't find the Amazon Fire TV sticks, and I talked to one of the associates there, and they told me that the delivery truck hasn't arrived at the store. And before I went to before I came to Bossier City, Louisiana, I went to Best Buy in Longview, Texas, and looked around there. And before I headed to Bossier City, Louisiana, I looked around the Best Buy in Longview, Texas, and they didn't have any Amazon Fire TV sticks. Yeah, and they told me that the delivery truck hasn't arrived at the store. So both employees at two different Best Buys, one in Longview, Texas, and the other in Bossier City, Louisiana, told me that they didn't have any Amazon Fire TV sticks. Okay, before I left the Best Buy in Bossier City, Louisiana, the employee told me to go to Target, which is not that far from that not that far from Best Buy in Bossier City. Let me start over again. That employee at that Best Buy in Bossier City, Louisiana, told me to go to the Target that's in a shopping center not that far from the Best Buy, and told me to go there and look for the Amazon Fire TV stick there, because the Best Buy, because the Bossier City, Louisiana Best Buy didn't have any Amazon Fire TV sticks in stock, and the Best Buy in Longview, Texas didn't have them either. Yeah, so I decided to go to Louisiana and get an Amazon Fire TV stick at the Best Buy in Bossier City, Louisiana, or Bossier City. Okay, at the Bossier City store, I noticed I saw a woman with long hair, and she was walking. She had her head down and like she was crying. And there was a guy wearing fatigues. He was digging around looking for something, and there was two children playing with each other. Okay, I noticed, and I left the Best Buy and went to Target. The Target that was in the shopping center that was next to the Best Buy. So I went into Target, and this was during the pandemic. I was wearing a mask. It was cold outside. I was wearing a jacket. When I went inside the Target and went to the electronics department, I saw the same woman with the man and the two children. The man was digging around looking for something. The children were playing around, and the woman was standing with her back turned, showing her booty. She was wearing jeans to get my attention. Yeah, to show her ass. You know, and she had a nice body. Like, I'm not trying to be a pervert, but yeah. Okay, I just looked. I didn't know. I just didn't pay her any attention because I was there to get an Amazon Fire TV stick. Okay, the woman was standing there, standing like blocking my way towards all the other electronics in the electronics department at the Target, which is in Bossier City, along with the Best Buy. Okay, I walked up to her and told her, "Excuse me," and she had this naughty smile on her face, like this evil smile on her face. Then after that, she started talking to me. I just ignored her. Okay, this was in on that cruise that I went to with my parents and my sister back in October of 2023. I was on that Mediterranean cruise. Okay, I was on the cruise ship. I wanted to go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden some guy just jumped out in front of me, out from nowhere, And he said this, "What are you looking for? Where you going?" And I said, "I'm just going to the bathroom." I just walked past him. And these two people, and I put two to two together, after all of this, these people were pickpocketing. They were gonna rob me. And I'll tell you why. Back in Bossier City, Louisiana, on February of 2023, this woman was with a man and two children, and the man and the woman were pickpocketers. They do pickpocketing. They steal from people's pockets. They pick people's pockets. And the children were a distraction to fool me into thinking that they were a great family. They want to talk to me and sucker me in. Well, the woman suckered me in while the man sneaks up behind me and pick my pockets. If I fell for it, I'll be robbed. And same thing on that cruise ship in October of 2023 on that Mediterranean cruise. If I start talking to that guy who jumped out in front of me while I went to the bathroom and said, "What are you looking for? Where you going?" If I went and talked to him, like, he would have an accomplice to sneak up behind me and pick my pockets. So yeah, these people were doing pickpocketing. And on that cruise ship, the authorities didn't catch the thief, so he was at large. And I look back on all of it, and I say to myself, thank God I wasn't a victim of pickpocketing. And I wasn't. So I knew, I knew the setting, with the woman and the man and the children back in February of 2023 at the Best Buy and Target stores in Bossier City, Louisiana. And in October of 2023 on that Mediterranean cruise, thank God I wasn't a victim of pickpocketing. Because I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't feel like it. But that kind of saved me. But if I was sociable, I would still look out and be careful and not be paranoid. So yeah, I gotta say, there's no honor among thieves. People who steal don't want to work. They don't want to make a living. So instead of them working and earning something out of hard work through blood, sweat, and tears and struggling and fighting tooth and nail, they just go and just steal from people. And that's all thieves do. That's all rogues do. They steal from people. They're crooks. That's all they do is steal. Forgive me, a long time ago when I was a kid, I stole toys out of a toy store when I was little, and I look back on that, and that was kind of wrong. I didn't want to, I decided not to do that anymore. So, stealing is wrong. Stealing doesn't accomplish anything. It just makes you a criminal. It just make you build a rap sheet if you're caught by a policeman or the authorities, who are a bunch of policemen and police women. So yeah. Well, speaking of the police, there was a car in a parking lot just sitting there. I'm thinking there's a cop. I think that cop is targeting me because I'm black. Yeah, racial profiling. I live in a racist part of Texas. Well, Texas is a racist state along with the entire United States. Yeah, the United States is a socially racist country. And there's some racist countries outside the U.S. Belgium is one of them, or Belgique. Yeah, Belgium is a racist country. I don't know if it's the Flemish part of Belgium, or the Wallona part of Belgium, or the German speaking part of Belgium. I don't know what parts of Belgium that's racist. I guess the entire country of Belgium is racist. I heard stories about Belgium being racist. Yeah, I was thinking about moving to Belgium, but you know, it's kind of racist. I don't know, but you know, I probably will stick with France. But you know, there's some racist countries out there, you know. But hey, you know, like I said in some older like I said in some videos in the past, I don't want to have anything to do with racist people. They're full of ignorance and hate, and I don't want to have anything to do with those people. Well, anyway, back to these pickpocketers. Yeah, a family from October of 2023 at Best Buy and Target in Bossier City, Louisiana, and also on the Mediterranean cruise, on a cruise ship sailing in the Mediterranean back in October of 2023. Yeah, and there was a guy that jumped out in front of me, asked me what I'm looking for, what I'm doing. Yeah, and these people are a bunch of thieves. Just the husband and the wife and the man on the cruise ship. Not the children. The children with the man and the woman was just to draw me in or anybody in, to pick me in everybody's pockets. So, you know, I'm glad I wasn't a victim of pickpocketing back in 2023. If I just was suckered into what they were doing, like, you know, if I got suckered in by these people, I would lose something today. I wouldn't have what I have today. Thank God. Thank God. But you know, I'm gonna go abroad to Asia to get on a cruise ship and sail from China, an authoritarian dictatorship country, all the way to like South Korea and Japan and back. So I gotta be extra careful, because there's pickpocketers, thieves in those countries. And I'm gonna be I'm gonna be going there with some people who are old and out of it. So yeah, I'm the only one who still has it. Everybody else is just completely gone in their minds. So that's all I gotta say in this video, and I hope I made some sense. It's a quiet Sunday night. You know, street lights are on. Well, the street lights are on, shining on this pathway in this park, Driller Park. Yeah, I'm located in the Rusk County portion of the park. So if I travel north from here, I'll be in Gregg County. So right now I'm in Rusk County. I'm in the northern part of Rusk County. And when I cross into Gregg County, I'm going to be in the southern part of that county. So yeah, there's no marker or boundary. There's no marker indicating the boundary between the two counties. There's nothing. So I have no idea if I'm in if I crossed into Rusk County or Gregg County, but I know where I'm at. I'm in Rusk County. So yeah, my car is parked in the RV park in the Rusk County part of Driller Park. So yeah. So anyway, pickpocketers are just a bunch of thieves. They're just like any other thief, you know, car thieves, burglars who break into people's homes, steal things out of people's homes. They're just a bunch of rogues. Yeah. So, you know, it's not as bad as mass shootings and school shootings. But I'm gonna say it's all bad. Everything is all bad. Pickpocketing, school shootings, mass shootings. Going back to thievery, like stealing people, like car thieves stealing cars. I don't know if car thieves steal cars today because, you know, cars are very sophisticated now. Yeah, they got like push button engine start that's in place of the ignition key. So, you know, stealing a car is difficult, you know, but yeah, even though technology is slowing car thieves down, they're still stealing cars because, you know, the car thieves who are sophisticated and professional at overriding anti-theft systems in cars are professional thieves. And, you know, and the police here in Kilgore, Texas, and also where I live, they're a joke, you know. They're concerned about me or any black person being a big threat, and they care very little about like car thieves stealing cars. Yeah, racial profiling and being an occupying army. That's what the police here and all over the US are all about. Yeah, they can be very deceptive and very, very nasty. Aggressive, they're bullies, they're racist. Just white cops, you know. So yeah, after I make this video, let me go see if I'm going to be stopped by a police officer because, you know, I saw a car parked in the parking lot of Driller Park, which is in the Gregg County portion. All right. Anyway, that's all I gotta say in this video. That's my little story about me almost being the victim of pickpocketing. So I'm gonna leave it there. All right. That's all I gotta say in this video. And so long from Driller Park. So good night, good morning, or good evening, or wherever you are in the world watching this video. I just want to say goodbye. All right, cheers and au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Goodbye.